In this video tutorial, we will talk about filters. Users apply filters to ORM queries in order to pinpoint a record or records they want to work with. Let's see an example. In the CRM sample application that we can see here, I can go to the Customers tab and I see the result of the query that retrieves all customers. Now I can further filter the list of customers here, filtering by this attribute or by that one. We can also use filter buttons here. Let's see how this has been configured. So we go to the Customers query in the Configuration tool and click on the Filters property. All available types of filters are displayed on the left here. The filter we have been working with is called Grid, Row, and/or Column. This type of filter is only available for queries displayed as a table of items or as a standard grid. Here we can specify which attributes the user will be able to filter by, and then we can display a filter button next to each column, or we can specify a special filter row or both. When we specify a row, ORM will automatically add a row of controls at the top of the grid, as we see here. Another type of filter we can specify here is called the single search control. When you turn this on, a single control is displayed, usually at the top of the query. I will explain the details later. You also specify which attributes the user will filter by. But unlike the grid filter, the single search control searches on all of the attributes using the OR expression. Let's see this. So here we can see the filter displayed in the panel header on the right. And when we enter a value, the filter finds records that have this value in all the specified attributes. The single search control filter can be placed in the top or bottom toolbars or in the panel header. If you put it in the top or bottom toolbar, the control will appear on the right of the toolbar, like here. Unless you specify an HTML div element in your toolbar with a special class called filter_page, in which case this element will be replaced by the filter control at runtime. If you put the filter into the panel header, ORM will automatically generate a placeholder for the filter in the panel header. Let's have a look at another type of filter called user-defined filter. This type of filter is the most flexible of them all. It allows end users to specify their own filter expressions that can be quite sophisticated. Let me show you. Let's enable this type of filter for the customer's query. We need to specify the attributes that the user will be able to use when defining filter expressions. Here we can use user-friendly names of the attributes. Let's see how it works. Forgot to mention that this type of filter can only be used in the panel header, where ORM will generate a special placeholder for the filter. So if we go to the panel header, we can see this placeholder here. Now let's see how it works. So here we can see our customer's query, and we can see the user-defined filter at the top. Let's create some expressions. Simple first. Let's say first name is equal to Jane. Note that you can see the preview of the filter here. When we click apply, the filter applies to the query. And let's now add another expression. Here we have the 3 records returned. Let's change this to AND. We can see nothing is returned. Let's now create a group. So we'll create an expression here. Address is equal to, maybe contains, and then add another one. Address starts with and so on. To get rid of the filter, you can either get rid of the individual expressions, or you can abandon the entire filter by doing this. Another type of filter is called the value list filter. It displays a list of values, and when the user clicks on the value, the filter is turned on or off. We can see an example of this in the issue resolution sample application. We go to the issues section, and here we can see a list of issues and a row of buttons: open, closed, and deferred. By clicking on these buttons, you can toggle a filter on the status of the issue. Here we see all issues displayed initially. When we click on the Open button, the filter for the open issues is turned off, and we're left with closed and deferred issues. When we click on the button again, then we also see the open issues. Let's see how this filter has been. So we go to the issue resolution application, open the all issues query, and go to the filters property. And here we can see the value list filter. So we need to specify the attribute to filter by, status in this case, and then define values that we want to see in the filter. And for each value, we can specify the label. So here label and values are the same. And we can also specify whether it's initially on or off. We can also specify whether multiple selection is available, and the default operator, whether it's equals, contains, starts with, or ends with. Note that filters can be applied to all types of queries, not just standard grids. Custom queries, calendars, charts. Let's, for example, add a single search control to a custom query of library items used in the library sample application. So let's add search control here. So we go to the library sample application. Go to the query that we need. I think it's this one. and then add a filter. We will specify the attributes that we will search for, and then that's it. Let's see how this works. So we go back to the library, refresh it, and then go to the Items tab. And now we can see the search control here. So I can use the filter here.